So keeping all that in mind, we have something called truth tables. And truth tables are a symbolic system to show all the possible true-false patterns for statements. So this is the truth table for negation. So if we start out with P, and if P is originally true, then when we do the opposite of it, it's going to be false. Likewise, if we start out with P false, then the opposite of it would be true. See, this is common sense. This is like, it's raining outside, so when we negate it, it's not raining outside would be false. So if we started out with something that was false, like I have on a pink watch, my watch is black, so I have on a pink watch, that's false, then I do not have a pink watch on is true. Okay? A conjunction is a compound statement that's created from two statements that's like saying and or. Okay? A conjunction is and. And we use the statement, the upside down V, to represent and. And a conjunction is true if and only if both statements are true. So the only time this would be true, the conjunction is true, is if the two original statements are. So, it's sunny outside, and it's hot outside. Okay, so this is true for today. It's sunny outside and it's hot outside. So if we take them piece at a time, it's true that it's sunny outside and it's true that it's hot outside. So if we put them together, they're both true. So we know that the conjunction, it's sunny outside and it's hot outside, is true. Now let's think about this. If we start out with P as it's sunny outside, and then the next one says, and Q is false, so it's cold outside is false. So it's sunny outside and it's cold outside is going to be false. Because if either one of them, see, if there's a false statement in either one, then the answer or the conjunction is going to be false. Okay, now a disjunction is like the upside, is just like a V. In other words, it's the upside down conjunction. Okay, and this is an or. Okay, in other words, it's one or the other has to be true. So that's the case. If either statement is true, see here they're both true, so the or would be true. If this one is true, then the or is true. This one's true, the or is true. Now the only case when the conjunction will be false is when all three, both statements are false. Okay, for example, I say it's, let's see, the sun is shining, and it's raining. Okay, this statement's true and this one's false. So if I do the disjunction, that means I put the or in between. The sun is shining or it's raining. And that would be true because if I look outside, the sun is shining. Now if I did it the opposite, the sun is not shining, and that would be false, and then it's raining is true. So the sun, either the sun is not shining or it's not raining. Okay, so same thing. Just remember, when it's a disjunction, the only way for the answer to be false is if they're all three false. Okay, back to the conjunction, the only way for the answer to be true is if they're all true. Okay, I'm going to adjust this just a little bit. because I want to go lower so you all can see just a little better what we're doing here. I think that may come in a little better. I'm new using this camera, so you have to bear with me a little bit. Alright, it says, classify each of the following as true or false. Alright, if P is true, it says 2 plus 3 equals 5. Now, remember, this is a conjunction. Okay? This one is a disjunction. And this one is a disjunction. Now, we got to remember the pieces that are true about each one. Okay? So, let's go back here. Conjunction's only true if both true. Alright, so that is true if both true. Okay? Now, back to the disjunction. The only way to get false is if they're both false. So, for the disjunction equals false if both false. Alright, so let's go through. This says P and Q. Alright, so I say, alright, 2 plus 3 equals 5, and 2 times 3 equals 6. Okay, now it's a conjunction. Okay, so, it's a conjunction. So, if this is true and this is true, then the conjunction is true. Okay, so that's true. Alright, the next one says Q or R, because it's a disjunction. So Q is 2 times 3 equals 6, or 5 plus 3 equals 9. Okay, so now let's look and see what we've got. Is it true that one of these is true? Because when you have a disjunction, the only way to get false is if they're both false. So here I could say, yes, it's true that 2 times 3 is 6. This one is false, but it doesn't matter about that one because I've got a true one. So if one of them is true, then the answer is true. Alright, and then the last one, it says the opposite of P. So the opposite of P would be 2 plus 3 is not equal to 5. Okay? So the opposite of P would be 2 plus 3 is not equal to 5. Okay? And it's a disjunction again. And so we've got R, which is here. So one or the other is true. 5 plus 3 equals 9. Now, 2 plus 3 is not equal to 5 is false. And 5 plus 3 is equal to 9 is false. So if both of them are false in a disjunction, then the answer is false. So this is false. Now, I just go back to these two pages, these two statements right here, the conjunction and the disjunction. Memorize these two tables. If you memorize what the table looks like with a conjunction or a disjunction, or just simply write like I did, what happens as a result of both of them. Okay, I'm going to stop for a minute and then we're going to go on in part 2.